while she's coming in, just have some background. She's FBLA Region 5 Secretary, and the board is asked to consider, I would recommend consider expenses for the regional, or I guess national regional meeting in Texas, Lake Grapevine, Texas. At the cost that I think the board is aware that I shared with, total cost of trip is approximately $900 per person. I would recommend the board consider, after hearing from Ms. Jude here and what she's doing and what she would like to do, and maybe some of the fundraising efforts that you've already accomplished, to support yourself to go through this to represent Martin County with the board.
Yes, I have done fundraising on my own in the school, bake sales and candy sales, and I tried to go on this trip that way I can bring back information to the other students about FBLA and help them be aware of the benefits of being an officer in FBLA.
I would, as I shared with, well, first let me say thank you for being here, Ms. Judy. Thank you. And being an FBLA business teacher, FBLA sponsor, and attending many of these conferences on state level and national level, they are very beneficial not only to those who are in attendance, but the schools you represent, the community you represent. So we're very proud of you, and thank you for working so hard and bringing value to Martin County education, because when you step beyond the borders of this county, you and so many other students, you're really making us look good. And Mr. Harles, you can write that one down. You know how many times you told me to make you look good? Well, these students make us look good. Wouldn't you agree, audience? Yeah. With that, we don't have a particular policy to do these kinds of things. We just know when something is good, and we know we need to consider it. So that's why I recommend to the board that we support you in the $900 for you, and we hope that this is, that's my advice to the board. How much are you, where are you? I mean, in this, is your mom going, dad going, who's going?
Yes, my mom's going and my advisor's going.
And your advisor's going as well?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Do you think, Mom, this is going to help?
I'd like to say one other thing.
Yes, sir.
Those knows now, Mr. Jude, carpenter teacher, been around. I appreciate everyone there. Last week, that young lady, yes, she's mine, and I'm proud of her. She filled out an application for the next generation student council for governor this year. And we haven't heard back nothing on it. But she's willing and wanting to stand up for Martin County. She came from Johnson Central 2 years ago, and she loves it. She gets up for school, she's ready to go. She gives it 110%. FBLA skills, different categories, clubs and things. She loves the environment. They make her welcome. And I'm proud to be part of Martin County. This is home to me, folks. And I'm proud. A lot of them I know.
I'd just like to make one comment. But I appreciate what she has done, and I commend her. And not only thank you for your patience tonight. I know it's been a long night for everybody. And I've known Mr. Jude there for years, and I know how hard he works as far as helping us. And that's not why we're doing this, but I know what he does as far as helping with proms, as far as just different schools and different things that he's done. His carpentry class, and I commend him on that. He does an excellent job. And I'm happy for you, and I'm proud of you. And like you said, you made me look good, and I appreciate it very much. And hopefully Mr. Meadows will make me look good sooner or later.
It's a hard job.
You know how proud I am of you. I've told you over and over.
Hey, you're a fine girl too. I know that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'd like to get a motion to approve that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because the 900 for
$900 for the FBLA.
okay, just for her or just for her. Okay, I understand. Has she got enough mic for all the other the 2 other people?
Not really. Our clubs funding is very low this year.
I'm with the skills difference, and I think Ms. Williams probably can tell you what the SBLA, we're struggling. We don't have the kids that we have usually during breaks. The busing situation, but guess what, folks, we're making the best of the situation we got.
Yeah.
That's what I keep telling my kids. They come in the morning, I said, look, nothing's no different. They said, oh, it's crowded. No. We're giving them the same education. We're having to rush it a little bit sometimes. We make do with what we've got. I see productive kids going out the doors every day. And that's what I've did for the last 20 years in this game. And I'm going to do it. So. Can you tell me anything on the phone, Ms. Williams?
Mrs. Sloan's travel will come out of their travel budget. You know, it will take a bite in it, but we made that commitment. Whenever we agreed that, you know, Mike and Rhonda made a financial commitment as far as Michaela, and we made the commitment as far as advisory travel with Michaela.
So 900 will.
900 will cover Michaela.
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
Need a second? Have a motion second. All in favor, saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Now, when you come back, we expect you to come back and give us a good report, okay?
Let me get one second.
They're probably going to taste very good right now, but I'd still eat it. Listen, I'm a CTE. I don't mind dragging off the kids. I mean, Miss Williams, Mr. Jude, they can tell you I've been over to their building several times, and we're enjoying a great partnership as we move forward and doing what we can for our kids, no matter where they are. And it just does us very proud when they go beyond our borders and make us look good. So they can't do that without our support. Can't do that. Unfortunately, education is expensive. It really is, and it's hard work. It doesn't happen by accident. So students are doing their part. I think we should be humbled and ashamed if necessary in doing our part and working hard every day for them. And they certainly do that at CTE. So if you folks haven't been down there, you need to do with Miss Williams, because they're doing some great things down there. And I'll tell you this, they're carrying this district. I'll tell you, I ain't ashamed to say that. Miss Williams will say that, but I will. That's how good they are down there. That's how good they are, those kids. So we're very proud of the work that you're doing, Miss Williams. Very much so.
All right. We need a motion to adjourn.
Excuse me.
If I could real quick.
Sure.
About surplus property, if a person is interested in purchasing some of the surplus property, what is the process that they would need to go through to purchase that property?
I think we have to get appraisals done first. Is our first step. Once those are done.
If you're, there's three, let's get this out. That doesn't happen very often. Surplus property. The board voted to designate 2 vehicles and 4 pieces of property, real estate, this evening as surplus property. They will be auctioned for, well, let me back up there. The real estate will be handled by a realtor. It will be advertised and carried by the realtor. And at some point, and I advise the board probably, we need to come back in about 6 months to reevaluate the properties. If they have not been sold, then it would be, my advice to the board would be a public auction on the highest and best bidder for that day.
And when the realty company has it, So does a person just go down there and say?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I want to buy that property?
Yes,
So
yes.
you're not taking sealed bids, it's just?
No, the properties will be appraised, and then the realtor will advertise and carry those properties just like they would carry somebody's house.
Will that be advertised?
Yeah, the realtor is just like somebody carrying your house. Sure. The realtor, whoever it is. As far as equipment, furniture, and things of that nature, the two blazers, that'll be sealed bid. We'll take those with sealed bid. The furniture, if you're wondering about the high school, is because we merged and we have all this furniture. Someone's asked about pianos and other types of furniture. Once the district employees, once we have been satisfied that we no longer need any of that down there, we're not going to auction off chairs and tables and desks, and then 2 weeks later figure out we need tables, desks, and chairs. So we want to make sure before we designate that surplus property, we want to make sure that it's not needed in our district. Once that occurs, it's not held. We just establish a date for an auction for that day, and it's the highest and best bidder for that day. Now, as far as, and I will give an example of a piano, the board can, with any property, and I may have to be corrected on this by board attorney, but on most property, if not all, the board can put on loan. Let's say we have a piano that has been a district, since we came across in the Mayflower. The district can, if a local heritage or historical society would like to have a piece of property because of its historical significance, the board does not have to designate it surplus property. It simply puts it on permanent loan to that organization. So we're going to do what's best for our pieces of heritage in the district. We're not going to, start selling Bibles and trophies and pictures and jerseys. Those things are precious to a community.
Could you tell us where the other property that will be for sale?
Specifically, Mr. Craig Grayson, who is the administrator who's chasing that effort down, has given the board the properties, and I believe just off the cuff here, there's 20-some acres across from Eden Elementary School, across the 4-lane there. There's the old board office down here. There's several acres that go along with that one. I forgot how many acres. Do you remember? 22 acres. There's a small piece of property down here on Route 3 that's kind of unknown at the time. I think it's been years ago. Maybe a title wasn't transferred or something, but somebody's built on it. So it may not even be ours, but it's on the books from the PBA. It's still ours. And then the fourth one is that little black log. Is that what the road is called up behind the high school? Yes. There's a piece of property up there that you have to rappel, I think, to get to it now. So those are the 4 pieces.
Thank you very much for opening our meeting up to public comment. I appreciate it. I used to work in 35 school districts up here. Every board in every district that I worked in had a session toward the end of the meeting that was open to public comment. And I think we appreciate, and I appreciate, as somebody whose taxes just got bumped up 4% for the school without knowing it, learning about it for the first time. I appreciate it. And I only had one, and I got a copy of your agenda, and only had one question, which I arrived late and this may have been made public notice or made public, but I didn't hear it. It said approval of vehicle lease for driver's ed, not to exceed 3 years. Did you announce who that vehicle would be leased from?
Well, we did have a vehicle out here from a dealership. The board has authorized me to go in to lease a vehicle under criteria to lease a vehicle. The gentleman did bring, a dealership did bring a car out here for the board to look at. I don't think it was determined that that was a particular car, but the board did determine that we could go forward with a lease vehicle for the driver's ed, and then we're going to go through some polling and then ratify it at the next meeting. So.
Okay. And you had said at an earlier meeting that you would, I think, poll the board on what you were officially going to call the new high school? Martin County or Sheldon Park or what?
I think going forward, that may be not a forum or something
Right.
where I address that.
Right.
I think eventually, eventually the board will need to take action, or at least open up a community forum in determining that. And that's the board's discretion to do that. They don't have to, if by default, it's Sheldon Park High School, by default. So whether the board determines to take action and change that, we don't have to take any action to call it Sheldon Park High School.
Well, at one point, I think you had said, or someone had said, look, Sheldon Park is across the road. This new school is a new entity.
I didn't come from, it's by default, the high school is Sheldon Park High School.
Anything further?
I have a question. With the move, there's been a lot of upset with the JROTC. They were supposed to go to nationals in November, the 1st of November. And they can't even hold practices. My question is, where are we on that?
The high school is in interviews, we're interviewing candidates. We think we're very, very close.
But what about practices?
We've interviewed 3 candidates thus far. I'm not familiar with what the required practices are for that. I just know I'm working very hard to get you an instructor.
Would we be able to hold a practice if it were just the PT that we do, like push-ups, sit-ups, the running, just exercising? Would we be able to hold that at the football field?
A practice?
Yeah.
Son, you can, we have a substitute JROTC instructor over there.
He told me specifically, he was there from 8 to 3.
Well, I can fix that. Unless he's negotiating. I can fix it real quick. The JROTC, I don't think, listen, I've told the folks at Fort Knox, not on my watch. It's not, if it goes away, it's because nobody shows up in class. If I have to come out, hey, I was out there today marching these guys around the parking lot. I know how to do that. And if I have to teach that class, I will go out there with the board's permission and teach that class.
Well, you got my permission.
Hey, come on out, I'll drill you.
I mean, if you want to.
He'd probably drop out in a few minutes. I was out there drilling the JROTC today. So I have a deep sense of urgency to get some good solid leadership for continuity in that program. We're not going to lose it. Now, I can't move the ball any quicker than I'm going. I mean, we've got 3 candidates we're interviewing, and I'm working Robbie Fletcher to death over there and working him over, trying to get somebody on board. But we are not going to be in such a sense of urgency on anything in this district, or at least I'm not going to where we jeopardize the quality of the people or the equipment or the resources that we have. We're just not going to do it.
And that's good, because we don't want you to just bring in somebody
That's
because
correct.
we're in
And you don't want me over there, right? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, that would be great. I mean, my kids have no problem with that. But the thing is these kids have put their heart and
Yes,
soul
ma'am, I know
into
that.
the Raiders and the color
Yes.
guard, and they've already missed a bunch of obligations.
I will, tomorrow morning, I will speak, I will be at the high school again. I will speak with Mr. Fletcher.
You know,
I
it's
will-
something, we have a group of parents that are above and beyond what,
But I need to get a grip on your requirements and what you're talking about, your practices, and what you have to do. I'll get a better sense of that. And again, I kid you not, if I have to get it done, I'll do it myself. But we don't do 8 to 3. All right? I don't know where even that comes from. We don't do 8 to 3.
I think what they're asking, he is the captain. He is the captain.
He's
Yeah.
the Raider commander.
He
I
is
know.
their commander. So when
What
he's
I
asking
want
us-
to know is
Hey, how many times have I come over to school to talk to you?
a lot.
Yeah. All right.
But what I want to know is, like, could we, us as the cadets, can we have the Raiders, like, show up at the football field and do just practices?
Well, you have, the football field is being used, so if it's coordinated with probably Ms. Robin Newsom and Mr. Fletcher, I don't see a problem in it. I mean, you just don't show up in, the middle of a Friday night football game and say, Mr. Meadows said we can. So, as long as it's scheduled, and certainly everybody's kind of cramped now. What I would ask is that I will stay here as long as you want, anyone, to discuss anything. If you have something else for the board, then let's go ahead and get it so these folks can get out of here, and there's probably a lot of other folks that like to get out too. But I'm here as long as you want. And I have the attorney and I have a meeting immediately after the meeting, but I'll hang around as long as you want. If you're here, I'll be here when I come out. And how long am I here too, Roger?
Sometimes 10, 30, or 11, I know.
There you go.
And I'll be here.
Nobody's going to work harder, folks.
I got
Just
nowhere to
ain't gonna
go. When you get old, you got nowhere to go.
Hey, I turned around at 10:30 one night and the scariest thing, somebody knocking on my window out here. So it was waking me up. Yeah, but Mr. Chairman, I'll adjourn the meeting.
Any further discussion from the board? If not, I need a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
Have a motion, need a second? I'll second. Motion second, all in favor, indicate by saying aye. Stand adjourned. Thank you for coming, ladies.
Why?